Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my June 2019 beauty favorites. Officially halfway through the year, officially halfway to 2020. Oh my god, yeah, I'm still writing things like 2018 on my paperwork. Anyway, so I'm going to be sharing a couple of things with you guys that I've been loving. Some things are old, some things are new, some things are borrowed, some things are blue. Okay, they're not, but you know what I was trying to say. Alright, so let's start off with Complexion. Two things that you should be used to seeing by now because I've been loving them so much for the past few months is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. My shade is in 265 Soft Tan, followed by the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. My shade is in 260 Golden Sun. I love these both for pretty similar reasons. They both perform quite similarly in that they've got a very light yet full coverage sort of texture to them, and they last really nicely on the skin. They work really well in humid and polluted weather, in particular this one here, which has got SPF 50, and it just doesn't sit on my face as thickly as other full coverage foundations do. I like the fact that they're quite buildable as well, meaning you can go for quite a light coverage one day and then a more full coverage on days where you feel you need a little bit more. And I love the fact that obviously they're both drugstore and very affordable. Another thing that I have been loving again, and you guys have probably missed it because I used to show it a lot last year, is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. Mine's actually, there's not much left in it, so be prepared to see this in my empties. Been loving this again. It's really warm in London now. The weather has really picked up. We're having heat waves on top of heat waves on top of heat and heat and heat. And this is the only thing that helped me out last year when we had unprecedented heat, in that we had solid hot weather for 6 weeks straight with no rain. It was hot, it was humid, it was dry heat, it was polluted heat. This is the only thing that kept my foundation and everything else in place all day, which is why I've broken it out again and again. It is helping me out, so I absolutely love this and will repurchase this soon. The Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Waterproof Setting Spray. Absolutely love this to keep my foundation and everything in place all day. I know there are quite a few people that don't really like this, and a few people that have mentioned that they feel a slight tingling, burning sensation on their face. I've got to admit, I feel that slight burn on the edge of my nose. But that's because I've got broken skin here, because I have allergies and I blow my nose a lot. So I always tend to get dry skin around my nose, and at the moment it's very dry. And anywhere where you have open anything like a scab from a spot or something like that, or somewhere where you scratch too much, this will burn. It contains alcohol. I think people seem to forget that if you apply alcohol to any kind of open type of wound, it will burn and sting. However, I still found that this works beautifully for me in this kind of weather. Obviously I've not used it in really hot and humid weather, but for London weather, it seems to be doing quite fine for me. Another Huda Beauty product is this Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. My shade is in Banana Bread. I've been using this pretty much every day, as I tend to do, to set my under eye area with my concealer. I love that it's finely milled and it really does keep everything in place all day. The color is not ideal for me. The color that is better for me is Blondie, which is the shade that I've shown previously. I will go back and get that one next time. I just wanted to try this. It's a little bit too light and it's not quite a banana shade, I would say. So I sometimes have to be careful with the amount that I apply under my eyes, otherwise it can look a little bit ashy and I don't want that. But aside from the colour, it's an absolutely excellent product and you get so much in here as well. One that I know you guys have missed, my Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle Powder Bronzer. I brought it back out because I thought I'd been neglecting it recently and I'm using it again today. Absolutely love it. You guys know I've shown this in so many of my favourites videos because it is an ongoing favourite of mine, so I always have to share things which I'm still continuously loving. I hate watching people's favourites videos where they show something new every month and it just becomes a little bit unrealistic in terms of keeping up with people. I mean, we ain't got bottomless pockets around here, people. Be honest, be truthful. Show that you are continuously loving something from month to month to month. Otherwise, when it comes to especially large influencers, I've noticed, it kind of makes you very disingenuous because you're just showing new products that you've been given rather than continuously showing products that you are loving non-stop, which is why I am going to carry on showing this until the end of time. This is the perfect warm meets cool type of bronzer for medium toned skin and I love it. The Nabla Close Up Stay Full Smooth Concealer. My shade is in Golden Beige. Absolutely loving it. Using it again today. It's nearly finished. It's nearly finished. There's not much left in here. Love the smell. Yeah, it smells so good. It smells like coconut cake or coconut something. I love the smell of coconut. It's nearly finished. Absolutely love this. One of my top 5 concealers, one of my favorite concealers. Doesn't crease once you've set it. Full coverage, doesn't move, doesn't budge, makes me look awake, makes me look bright. Another one that I showed recently is this Brow Power, which is a brow pencil basically by It Cosmetics. It's in the shade Universal Taupe. I can't actually show it to you because it's finished. Oh wait, oh there is some in here. Hold on a second. When I was twisting it up the other day, nothing was coming out. I was about to throw this in the bin. Oh, I'm glad that I didn't, you know. What cheeky little sod. It was hiding in here all this time. I thought it would finish. Anyway, I absolutely love this. Ever since they gifted this to me, I've used it pretty much non-stop. Clearly, I'm not using it today because I thought it was finished. It's not, thank God. I love it because it only comes in one shade, Universal Taupe. It literally does work for all skin tones, all hair types, all hair colours, except red, obviously. But even for blonde hair, you can even use that on your eyebrows because it's a universal shade. You just tend to deepen it up as and when. Sorry about that noise. It's my creaky door because it's open and it's hot in here. Can't you see me sweating? Some eyeshadows that I've not shown with you. One I've not shared with you at all. And please forgive me, the reason I have not shown it, which is the ABh Riviera palette. I've not even done a review on it, which you guys know that I always do on the ABh palettes. Didn't buy the recent one, by the way. I wasn't really interested. Because I bought this right when my blepharitis kicked off on my eyes. By the way, have you noticed on my own fake eyelashes? Fingers crossed for me, guys, that hopefully by the time this video goes up, I can report back that and say that this latex-free, formaldehyde-free lash glue that I'm using has actually worked. I'm on my way to a birthday party, so here's hoping that when I come home I can still see. But I bought this around that time, and which is why I never really got the chance to use it because I wasn't using anything on my eyes. But I have been using it quite a lot over the past couple of weeks. I'm actually using it today mixed with something else, which again I'll be showing you in a minute. It's a beautiful palette. It's definitely not something which is for everybody, especially this pink shade, which is the kind of pigment that stains the eyes. But a lot of the shimmery sort of shades and some of these more muted soft shades are really nice to use for everyday sort of wear. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as a must-have palette. It's definitely more geared towards people who like those bright pops of colours. But overall, as with all Anastasia's palettes, excellent quality. And now, as I was saying, the other palette that I'm using on my eyes today is this one here by Huda Beauty. It's one of the Neon Obsessions palettes. This is the neon pink one. I'm actually using this top sparkly shade on my lid today. Absolutely love it. I've been using this palette quite a lot, more so the shimmery shades, because what I tend to do is, because I'm so careful with my eyes until they get better or until I know how to manage them a lot better, all I do is take a little bit of shimmer on my finger and rub it across my lid, just so that it gives me a little bit of something rather than it just looking bare and boring and beige. So that's where this has come in handy. Really, really good quality, and it's limited edition. Oh, this one here is a new one. The Estee Lauder Heatwave. It's got such a long name. Bronze Goddess Illuminating Powder Jelly. It's a golden highlighter, basically. I have done a video on this. This is not a new product in terms of how long it's been around the market. It's been out for years, but it's one of those ones which is a cult classic, which everybody always gets. Most people tend to have it in their collection, and it always comes back year after year because it's so popular and it always tends to sell out. So lo and behold, I was actually able to get my hands on it. I didn't try too hard. I think that a lot of people have it now, so it doesn't tend to sell out as quickly as it used to. But I love it. Using it here, I have used it so much that the overlay has completely gone. The design is starting to disappear. I really love it. So for those of you that really liked the ABh Amrezy highlighter but couldn't get it because it's now sold out, it was limited edition, you can definitely get this. It's exactly the same, and this is obviously much better quality because it is Estee Lauder. Costs a little bit more. However, you can tell the difference in quality. This one is a lot more metallic, less glittery, less likely to accentuate pores and things on your face as well. Another thing to show you guys, which is kind of funny because I bought it when I was in New York last year and completely forgot that I even had it because it was at the back of my cupboard, is this tiny little thing here by Drunk Elephant. Now, as we all know, Drunk Elephant is expensive, like really expensive. So my friend Selena, Miss Beauty Addict of YouTube, talked me into getting this because she said it was really good. It's a double thing called Night Bright, and inside it is TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, and then it has Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil. Now, I have been using it for the best part of, I'd say, about 3 weeks. It's okay. I'm yet to see how this glycolic thing has done much for my skin. Maybe it's because I use so much different types of skincare that sometimes I don't know what is actually doing good and what isn't. But regardless, I really love the luxury face oil for sure. I mean, it makes my skin feel so moisturized and helps me a lot because I do have dry skin around my nose, as I mentioned, and because I don't tend to drink enough water, especially when it comes to the summer months, which I really should do. But overall, this is quite a nice little thing to kind of test it out, especially if you're new to Drunk Elephant and you're not too sure about how good their products are. Another thing that is carrying on from last year, which I've whipped out again as the weather has started to get a lot more warm, is this sunscreen or lotion. Is by Roche Posay. It's called their Anthelios XL and it has got SPF 50 in it. This is very good in particular for people that have got sensitive skin or that are allergic to the sun, which I kind of developed an allergy last year. I haven't seen that it's repeated itself yet. However, we haven't had loads of extended periods of sun either. So I am going to be using this, or I have been using this, especially on my arms, because my hands is where I tended to get the allergic reaction last year, because when I drive, obviously your hands are constantly in the sun. But I use this on my face as well. This is also a great sunscreen to use if you've got brown or black skin, because it's one of those ones which doesn't make you look grey or ashy. It does apply kind of white when you first put it on, but you just make sure you blend it in, put your makeup on top, and it's absolutely fine. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is this little thing here by Glossier. I'm not a big fan of Glossier brand, it's not really for me, but I did buy this a while ago, and my lip balm just finished, and I remembered that I had this, and I was like, oh my god, like I loved this at the time. I completely forgot about it. It's called their Universal Skin Salve, coconutbalm.com. It does come in different scents and flavors. I think they've got a cake one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to try that. But I love this. It's amazing to use not only on the lips, but on the cuticles, the elbows, anywhere where you've got dry skin. That's why it's called a Universal Skin Salve. I personally use it on my lips. When I wake up in the morning, my lips are beautiful and soft, and there's no flakiness, no cracking or anything like that. So I really love this as something that I will definitely repurchase. So that's it for my favorites for the month of June. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.